Grandma? We then developed a chronic disease outreach program where we went and screened the children of school age, the school age kids in Garden Hill. We went over to the school and we saw them there, and we did a primary screening session with these kids where we did their height, their weight, their blood pressures, and talked to them a little bit. The sad results of this is that the 500 kids that we screened, 279 of them were referred to a secondary screening, meaning that there was problems with either blood pressure or blood or protein in their urine. Renal health program is a provincial program, so it's out of the auspices of the Health Sciences Center in Winnipeg, and dialysis is a provincial program, so they were responsible for it. We knew that the number of dialysis stations we had in these 4 communities would never be enough. We started 3 years ago with 5 patients, and 3 years later we have 16. That number will only grow, and there will never be enough dialysis spots for the people in these communities. Many of these patients have had amputations, so it's very difficult for them to ambulate. So they are still able, though, because of their determination and their desire to be home with their families and their communities, are able to come in all of these circumstances and still make it to the unit. So you really got to give these patients a lot of credit. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be attaching this machine which will help us record her blood pressures for 24 hours. Absolutely important that we can deliver these kinds of services to people in their own communities, because it's not one of those services that's nice to have. These patients would die if they couldn't get their dialysis treatments, so they have to have it. They need these treatments 3 times a week in order to live. So how much better is it if they can be in their own communities with their family members around them, their communities supporting them, and when things are good, they've got their families to celebrate with. When things aren't good, they've got their communities and their families to support them.
They could run for hours. Okay? Okay, everybody, run! Run!
I think that the message I want to leave to the people of these 4 communities is that there's hope. We don't have to put everybody on dialysis. Not every diabetic needs to end up on dialysis. I think we need to really focus on the young people in the communities to try and make them understand what kinds of behaviors and what kind of practices they need to do in order to stay healthy. Whether we're talking about renal disease or diabetes or whatever the chronic disease is, there are certain things these kids can do, and young people as well, that will make their risks so much lower. Eating more healthy is very, very important, and I know that there's new programs going in the community that will help foster that new idea. Certainly exercise. These kids have got to get up off the couch. They've got to put down their video game equipment. Those of you who are watching bingo, run around the block when you're finished and you've won. Go and celebrate with your friends by taking them for a walk around the community. Those kinds of things are simple things to do, but make a huge difference when we're talking about these chronic diseases and how we can stop people from ending up on dialysis.